the jungle. Who wants the smoke? I didn't think so. Use a joke, about to get your ankles broke. Chasing C notes. Chasing C notes. Welcome to the jungle. Who wants the smoke? I ain't think so. Use a joke, about to get your ankles broke. Chasing C notes. Dynasty.
Okay. So, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Chasing C-Notes, a podcast. I'm your co-host, Sarek. I'm always joined by my co-host, Larry. What's good, Larry?
What's going on, man?
Good. I'm doing good, man. This is season 3, episode 33. This is going to be our last episode of the season because we'll get to what's going on right now, but we think this might be it. So, what's on the menu? What's on the agenda for tonight? We got some NBA news. We're going to talk about this final series. The Knicks lead at 3-1 because we're doing this Saturday afternoon. And then we're going to predict who the NBA Finals MVP is going to be. But Larry, how are you feeling? Where are you about this series? Well, first of all, before we even get to that, let's just get to the elephant in the room. What's your thought on this whole Celtics trade that's going on right now? I don't know if it's behind the scenes, if this actually something's going to happen. So what do you think?
You know how teams like to overreact when something doesn't go their way? The only thing they think of is the last thing that happened. And what they're thinking of is losing 3 games to Philly. And, the scene that you remember seeing is Jaylen Brown going up against Embiid. He was trying to guard him, and Embiid was like, "You're too small," right? So they know they need a center. They know they need a power forward. And that's what they're looking for. I mean, that's exactly who they're looking for because they, yes, they got Tatum. Yes, they got Brown. But Tatum and Brown, in a way, are like the same kind of position. No one wants to talk about that, but that's been the case. And so they need something else. And it's possible that, we've been hearing Brown's name for some reason because he has the biggest trade value. No one wants to take a chance on Tatum because he's coming off an injury. So, I think that, they're thinking about, giving Brown up, which I think is a mistake. But I think sometimes people need to have mistakes in order to realize what they've done. I believe in Brad Stevens, but I don't think Giannis is the answer. Giannis is not in his prime no more. I don't think Giannis is the answer. I think we need a power forward or a center. And I think we need to focus on our salary, our luxury tax and all those things. And I think Giannis would bust that. So I really think we just need to find, I heard the name Trey Murphy thrown around. I think we need to find somebody who can fit that mold and without giving up Brown and Tatum, because I don't think we're going to get enough for Brown and Tatum at this point.
I think, first of all, I saw somebody compare KG with Giannis because they're both 31 right now. But the only difference is KG, first of all, KG is his own person, his own character. But he kind of came out of cheap. Because I remember, he wasn't looking to a big extension, a big payday. He was just looking to win. I don't know if you can say the same thing about Giannis. I don't know if he's looking to lower the cost to be part of the dynasty. But I agree with you. You might be giving in too much if you give it Brown to another team, whether it's the Pelicans or, Portland has been thrown in there. Miami, I guess, is in the mix as well. Not for a destination, but I guess they want Giannis as well. Listen, I'm like you. I trust in Stevens what he does, but do we need to blow up the entire team just for the one player? Because I remember, you have 2 good players. You just need to tweak it a little. yes, losing to the Sixers after going up 3-1, it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. But I don't think you need to blow the whole team up. And when last time we spoke, we did a podcast, the rumors were there, but it wasn't solid. And I still don't think that you should be able to blow this whole thing up. You have two really good players. Yes, you definitely need somebody on the inside. But I'm saying, why Giannis? Are the Milwaukee Bucks willing to part ways with another guy in the same conference? I just don't know. I don't know if that's possible. I can see with KG, he came from the West, from Minnesota to the East, but I don't know about this. This could be all just off-season talk, right? Because it's low for NBA, supposedly. So I don't know. I'm not. I like the fact that we're talking about it, but I just don't know if this is gonna come true. I don't know if it's worth giving up all those players, giving up Brown basically, and White as well, because I heard he's in the mix as just for Giannis, because I think he's looking for a payday, and I think that the injuries were kind of questionable, especially he didn't play all season. Then there were injuries from past seasons where he didn't play all 82 games. I just don't know. I'm not excited. I would think that I would be excited, but giving up Brown, he was the MVP not too long ago. The NBA MVP finals not too long ago. So, and he came in sixth place, but still.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen,
second NBA, all NBA, second team.
And we talked about in the last podcast about how he's actually involved in the community. Now, I'm not saying Giannis doesn't do that, but this dude was a professor at MIT for summer. He does a lot of things for the community. He has a store with very expensive clothes. I think, dude, what else do you want? This guy is involved. I don't know. I just, like you say, I trust Brad Stevens. I don't think he's gonna give up a lot. The draft picks I can understand because your other team is trying to rebuild. I don't know about that. Larry, the other thing I want to talk about are Knicks fans. What is going? I know it's been over 25 years since they actually won a finals. I think it's 72 or 73, and then they haven't been in a final since 1999. But what is going on with the Knicks fans? Talk to me.
Overreacting. We've seen this last year. They felt like they won the championship when they beat the Celtics, and it punched them in the mouth because then they let Indiana come in and just walk right over them. When we know Indiana's not that kind of team, because look where Indiana is now, and they only missed they lost two star players. So to me, I just think that the Knicks overreact. Same way Philly overreacted when they beat us and then they lost. And it's just, and I don't know why there's so much violence. I know you're excited and everything like that, and I know you haven't seen a championship. We got excited when the Red Sox won their first one, but I don't think we got to this level. Our fans are just as bad, but we never got to this level. And I just think, throwing eggs at a star player, just too much. We've seen people, running onto the court, during the actual game, not a timeout. Like I'm not sure what's going on, but we got to figure it out.
From throwing eggs at the opposing players to beating up opposing fans because of the wrong jersey to destroying their own city. They live there. They're destroying it. It doesn't make sense. I know in 2004 it got really wild with the Red Sox because of the students, all those colleges, but police mostly had it under control. I don't know if it's just the times, it's not in the budget to carry all those. But I don't know what's going on, but you know, karma's a bitch, and I feel like this will come back to haunt them. Not in this series though, and let's just talk about it, Larry. Knicks are up 3-1. They just won Game 4 on basically a miracle comeback with a miracle basket at the end. So, in your opinion, is this series over?
Yes. I mean, the series has been over. We just didn't know when over was going to be over. But that was the nail in the coffin. I mean, they come back, it's 2-2, and you're going to San Antonio. There's a chance San Antonio's going to win that game and go up 3-2. Now it's just like, it doesn't matter if you're up 20 or 25. The Knicks are probably going to come back and win, and it got to make you feel uneasy. And I have a feeling this is going to be a close game. So you're going to get nervous when it gets to the second half. And we know the Knicks always start off slow and then get hot during the end. And the Spurs like to play Wemby the entire game, so he gets tired. So it's just a bad combination.
Listen, we were texting back and forth because we thought we were going to do this podcast with the series tied. And we were like, okay, well, best 2 out of 3. So let's see what they have. But the fact that you were down 30 points and you come back from that 30 point at home, in the most, spectacular way you can think of, off a tip. I mean, who are you predicting to be the MVP right now?
OG Anunoby. There's no doubt in my mind. I don't want to disrespect any Brunson fans. Brunson's played amazing, especially in the last couple of games. But overall, the consistency, OG Anunoby, and then it sort of reminds me of like Brown did when he was with the Celtics. He would get the Celtics out of a rut. OG Anunoby, same thing. He would hit a shot, hit a three. We know that he hit that block. That I don't know why Fox shot the ball anyway. But then he also got the tip at the end, so pretty much won that game. And then just, the way that he knows how to position himself and get to the basket over Wemby, all these different things I think it's just momentum that he's creating. And that's why I think he's the MVP. He's creating that momentum. He's creating that fear. They got to guard him outside and guard him inside. It's dangerous right now with him.
Yeah, I think he's doing it all for the Knicks. He's scoring, rebounding, he's playing defense when he has to. I mean, overall, yes, Brunson is probably like the guy who you want to have the ball at the end of the games, but if you want to talk about somebody who's doing it all, doesn't matter what it is, it's OGA. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This dude is gonna get the MVP. How many games do you think is gonna take the Knicks to close it out?
I'm giving the Knicks 6. I think the Spurs are just going to throw everything on the table because the series is over, and I think they're going to sneak out another 1-point win. And I think the Knicks fan will be upset, but they'll also be happy because now they're going to be able to celebrate on their home court for Game 6. And I think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Knicks are going to blow them out in Game 6, and that's going to be all she wrote. And yeah, that's my prediction, but I could be wrong. Derek?
I think it ends tonight. I think because I just looked really quickly and I saw that Luke Cornett is going to be out for this game. I don't know what's going on. So that means that Plumlee is going to have to put in some minutes. I see Towns' eyes light up when Plumlee is going to end the game. He hasn't done anything all series, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe the first game, Towns scored 20 points, but then he hasn't done anything. I think he's due to have a big game. I looked really quickly and I saw that Knicks fans have bought 52% of the tickets already. So this might be a home game for them. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see, but I feel like they close it tonight. I feel like Spurs, young team, have a lot to learn. The coach has a lot to learn. Fox
a lot to learn.
Has I mean, Mike Brown is gonna be so happy when he looks at the trophy and he just thinks like, dude, you just not a good basketball player. Yeah. Like, thank you for getting rid of me, Sacramento. Look what I did. Because I know that, you know, the ESPN guys were talking about how dumb that play was, but overall, if you compare Drew Holiday, he did the same thing against the Indiana Pacers, compared to what Fox did against the Knicks. Terrible basketball IQ. Terrible. You're up at that moment. The clock, just kill the clock.
Your friend. Clock's your friend.
Clock is your friend. Just kill the clock. Yeah, if I was Wemby, I'd be so angry at this guy. And why not play Harper in them?
Right.
So do you think Harper starts tonight?
If the coach, you know, at first I was like, if the coach doesn't do it, he's in trouble. But I realized that Pop makes that decision if the coach goes. So the coach is set because Pop handpicked him. But Fox is in danger at this point. So I think they probably will start Fox. And everyone's eyes are going to be on him. And this could be his last game in a San Antonio uniform. And then just let Harper have a fresh start next year. This team is going to be dangerous. They're a young team. They're like 2 players away from pure domination. I mean, they already beat OKC. They just got to figure out. They just got a better coaching. So he needs to get a better coaching staff and make better decisions, because some of the decisions he's made and adjustments from halftime, Mike Brown's been beating them. So he just got to figure that out, because again, young team, new coach. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah, and I predict that the stars for San Antonio will come out for this game just for emotional support, just to be like, hey, we're behind you, but I just don't think that's going to be enough. I think the Knicks win tonight. I think the Knicks in 5. I mean, you cannot recover from what happened in Game 4. You just can't. I don't know what else to say. I thought that by having the Knicks win the first 2 games, the series was over then. And then, like, there was a little bit of life in San Antonio for Game 3. And then Game 4, I feel like that momentum carried them. I don't know what happened at halftime. I don't know what happened. I just don't, I can't comprehend what happened.
They scored 14 points in one quarter and 16 in the other. I mean, that's what happened. They already gave themselves the win. And, I mean, they almost did still win, even though they collapsed like they did. You know, if OG Anunoby doesn't tip that ball, there was 2 players next to him. OG Anunoby was just, his dominance was ridiculous, but great play on Brunson to shoot the 3, because he knew he had Wemby outside, and you don't have Wemby in the middle, so you know he's not going to be able to rebound. But for that to work, you know, it's just amazing. But yeah, I just think that that was a game that, you know, we saw with the Celtics and the Lakers, and that they were able to match it and beat it by a couple of points. But yeah, that's, Knicks fans were happy but also in shock. Spurs fans were disappointed but also in shock, because, you know, the points, the Spurs were up by a little bit by 1 point, and then the Knicks came back, so you still didn't know exactly what was going to happen, and then boom, that was it.
Yeah, I thought that at the beginning, before, you know, we found out that the Spurs were going to let the Knicks have 2-0 start, I thought that this was going to be a back and forth series. You know, you win one, I win one, you win one. But the Knicks just came out. I mean, I know that rest, sometimes it hurts you, but I feel like that rest helped them. That having that rest helped them, and they just came out guns blazing, and I don't think San Antonio knew what hit them. I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought Spurs have home court advantage. They're coming off, you know, they just played basketball a couple of days ago. They're going to be just fine. But it just, that avalanche of just Knicks everywhere. I'm really disappointed in the way that this finals played out. I know last year it was, with this guy getting hurt, it wasn't fair. But come on, man, this is crazy. Crazy how you end up like so. It is what it is. I can't say much about it. I mean, it is what it is. Listen, we're both Celtics fans. We wish it would have been someone else other than the New York Knicks, but I'd rather have the Knicks, to be honest with you, than like the Sixers or like Miami. I really despise those two teams. Knicks, I mean, I guess New York needed it, and I guess, the city needed it with the way it's going, but I just can't believe the Knicks fans. I just can't believe how the Spurs lay down like that. It's kind of a letdown, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's very, very strange how the whole playoff started happening. Very strange. And I think people are going to do a book on this and research it some more. But it's just very strange how anybody who predicted this was going to happen would have lost.
Yeah, because I thought that, to be honest with you, I know that I picked the Spurs to make it to the finals, but then you picked OKC to make it to Cleveland to make it to the finals, and they even just lay down and just no. I want the Knicks. I want the Knicks in the final. So it's a weird contrast between big city and small city, but it's what it is. So we'll meet again in October for the season. But overall, are you following this FIFA for the summer, or are you just waiting for the Patriots?
They are playing. They are playing in my city. So it's all around me. Maybe I'll focus a little bit more late June, early July when it gets more serious. But right now with the round robin and everything that's going on, no, I'm not really watching too much. I know USA won the other day. I think Mexico just got a win. So I think, it's been going okay. I think it's going to be the usual suspects like it always is. But I don't think it's going to be anything like the NBA playoffs.
No, I think you're right. I think that we expect the same players, the same countries to be there at the end. So I'm with you. I think this is the group stage is basically almost like an exhibition game, and then it gets really real once you start talking about elimination. So we're not gonna do any more podcasts till October unless we actually land Giannis, and we have to talk about it, like what happened, which players did the Celtics give up, all that stuff. But again, really hope that they keep those two players, because I think Jaylen Brown just broke the playoff points, or broke in the top 5 if he hasn't already. There's a lot of history attached to this one player. So how can you just get up and get rid of this guy? No, I don't like that, Steve. I think you need to focus, regroup, look at yourself, Joe Mazzulla, look at the team, and find out what you need to have some kind of inside plan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. So Larry, until we meet again, you say Knicks in 6, I say Knicks in 5, so we'll see. On that case, I'd say peace.
Peace.
Hi guys, thank you for listening to this episode, Chasing Dino's podcast. If you have any concerns or questions, feel free to email us at simsportsmedia@gmail.com. And please subscribe to this channel, this page, whatever it is, platform that you listen. Peace.